Hi, I'm Chuck Swindoll, and I'm very excited about this conference, which you're able to attend without going to some place of meeting or getting dressed to even get out of your house. You're able to view all of these things, and we think they'll be very helpful for you. I mean, let's face it, we're all disabled in one way or another, and when we hurt, we realize just how human we are. And as a result, we find ourselves in need of support from other people. It's been a great revelation for me to realize how often through the scriptures you come across situations where some kind of disability is addressed. For example, when Moses was called from the burning bush to go and to speak for God's people in Egypt and to lead the Exodus, he was all troubled with the fact that he wasn't able to speak, and he didn't feel confident as an 80-year-old man to stand before Pharaoh of all people and to lead in this all-important Exodus. And so he said, I can't speak. I'm not able to put sentences together in a way that would be convincing and helpful so that the truth could be communicated. And then you come across the Lord's words to him in Exodus 4:11. The Lord said to Moses, "Who has made man's mouth? Or who made him mute or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord?" Now that may be hard for you to really accept or even believe. But until we do, God will be at a distance from us in the midst of our worst situations. Some crippling disease, some blindness, some impediment of speech. I personally stuttered for years, and through the help of a wonderful teacher and mentor, I was able to overcome that. But it was helpful to remember that the Lord was in all of that. In fact, I see in Psalm 139 that God formed my inward parts. You wove me in my mother's womb. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. My frame wasn't hidden from you. The word means the bony structure of the body. And you made me in secret. Your eyes have seen my unformed substance. He's in the womb describing the Lord's involvement in the making of the human body. Each individual is fearfully and wonderfully made. That's true of every person. I remember preaching on David in our pulpit and coming across the life of a man who has a very difficult name to pronounce, Mephibosheth. Mephibosheth. He's mentioned in 2 Samuel 9. And you know what's amazing about Mephibosheth? He was dropped by a nurse and was injured in both his feet, so he was never able to walk correctly. Back then they didn't have surgical procedures and specialists that could deal with the orthopedic needs of the body. So he remained crippled. Ultimately, David brought him into his own court and had him sit at the table with all the others who were in David's family. I have a message I preached on that. I titled the message, "And the tablecloth covered his feet." The grace of King David in making room in his family for a young man who was disabled, was crippled. And in spite of the disability, David invited him to be a part of the family. I've always loved that thought, that story. And over in the 9th chapter of John, there's the man born blind. And there's the discussion. Is this because of his parents' sin or somebody else? Or what's with this? And the Lord said, it's none of that. This man is my son. He is the product of my working. And the Lord, in fact, comes along and gives him sight. And it's a remarkable story of the compassion of Jesus. which brings me back to the conference. This conference will help you in the area of your compassion. You may happen to be a caregiver for one who is laid aside for one of a number of reasons. Or you may be very healthy. You may be a grandparent. Or you may be a friend, maybe a brother or sister of someone who is disabled. The wonderful part of all of this is that none of these things are accidental. The Lord's plan is beyond our ability to understand. As a pastor of a church where we have a number of disabled people, we have given them a place of respect and honor in our ministry. We have a special wing in our children's building, set aside, brand new, the newest building in our facility. And it's wonderfully equipped, not only with good things for them to learn from, and chairs to sit in and tables they can put their work on, but wonderful teachers who care about them and love them. We just had a special drive to buy playground equipment for our disabled children and men and women, and we just equipped it. And the offerings given were over twice what we asked for, which was a thrill to all of us. And the audience our congregation just applauded when they heard we needed $45,000. We raised over $90,000. So we had more than we asked for so that we could buy other things that were needed. A special lawn that was soft, that would take a fall, that would keep you from being injured. All of this to say that when we cultivate a heart of compassion, we are never more like Christ. He cares for us and our deepest needs. And because his heart reaches out to those who are in need, it only stands to reason that we should do the same. Our hope is that through this conference, you will develop a heart of compassion and a greater understanding for those who are disabled in whatever way. And remember, you as well are in the category of the disabled. We've all experienced being fallen in our nature, and therefore we fail. We don't live up to the standard that even we would have for ourselves. But the Lord graciously accepts us just as we are. My hope is that this conference will be that meaningful for you so that your whole perspective on this will be broadened and deepened, and your love for those who are in need will become a part of your life so that you minister to them in a genuine, authentic way. Thank you for joining us as we together put these thoughts and these people together to minister to you and your needs.